Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star, and today I got another episode for y'all. We want to talk about some of these rallies that was going on that we feel like was infiltrated. I want to talk about Stacey Abrams. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button, and the notification bell to get notified when we put up new videos. So again, family, welcome to Black Star. I want to thank everybody who supports the channel. Post your comments. I appreciate all that. But let's get into this real quick. So we have a there was two reparation rallies the other day. There was one that was on Saturday, and there was one that was on Sunday. The one that was for Saturday from the Black American Freedom Party. You guys can look them up on Twitter. I believe they have a website called thebafp.com. Thebafp.com. They literally just joined Twitter in October last month, right? Well, this month. That's this month, right? Shit, we still in October. They have 39 followers, and I just thought this was peculiar because on the 15th, it's actually the 17th now, because this is very early in the morning. I literally woke up and said, yo, because I was supposed to do this video last night and I fell asleep. So then I woke up really early. So now I'm doing it. So on the 15th, on Saturday, right, you had people, commenting on the Black American Freedom Party's Twitter page. And I just want y'all, I'm going to read some of this because I just want to read y'all their responses so you can just see and understand how and why people think this was a farce and this was some, Democratic, or not even just Democratic. I'm going to say this was like some COINTELPRO stuff to throw people off because Tariq Nasheed's rally, that, which was, him and other people put together, that they was using this, that was the one they put together was supposed to be this weekend originally. Now it's November 5th, right? But it was supposed to be this weekend, or this weekend that just passed, the 15th, 16th, but they couldn't get the permit. So now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this Black American Freedom Party had theirs, right? They somehow got a date for the same day where Tariq Nasheed couldn't get the date. So let me read this real quick. So somebody named Jay Reed said, I want to know more about the organization. What state do you guys operate in? And I just find it funny that the response was, we will have literature and more on Saturday. Please come out and meet us at 12 a.m. at the Washington Monument, Northwest Quadrant. Look forward to meeting you. He said, I cannot find, this is Jay Reed now. He said, I cannot find a track record of accomplishments via web search. Where is the headquarters? Please come ask me these questions in person today. I look forward to meeting you. I just thought that was an odd response. Now, right? Another post. Somebody said, Josh Friedman said, just wondering who you are. Their reply is, come meet us this Saturday, because this was on the 14th. Come meet us this Saturday, Washington Monument, Northwest Quadrant at 12 p.m. Another one, the design, the elements, type usage seems oppish. Their response, you are more than invited to come. That's exactly how it says it, family. You are more than invited to come out and speak and ask your questions in person this Saturday, 12 p.m., Washington Monument, North Quadrant. This is their response to almost every single thing that somebody posted on their website. Now, I want to go to, let me go to my page because I think I posted it. Okay, so this brother, I don't know what his name is, but he went out there, right, Saturday, and Listen to what he said, family.
Came out here for the Black Freedom Party Reparation Rally. They may have been on the walk. I may have gotten here too late. But look on the map, bro. This the area they supposed to be in. Back here behind me, all this grass. I didn't see nothing but people laying down. And it being a regular Saturday out here at the monument. So, yeah, Black Freedom Party is out here walking around. You know, sometimes that happens at these kind of rallies. They start at one place and they march around or whatever. I'm gonna hang out until I paid for parking already, so I'm gonna chill. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody.
See, so nobody was there, and he was there on time. That's why it seemed oppish, and we already knew just based off your responses how fast you put your. You just get on Twitter in October when you have a rally in October. You just made up some website about a couple weeks prior to your engagement. Like all this seemed oppish. Seems like it was a farce to try to throw people off and confuse people about the rally because again, I told you, Tariq Nasheed was supposed to um have his that same weekend, but he couldn't get the permits because they were playing games. So somebody else wound up getting them and they tried to make some confusion. So here we go. Um now I want to get into Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams had put up on Instagram yesterday. Um, she got a lot of feedback off this, a lot of bad feedback, to be honest, too. Um, and I'm also going to play a video of her from a little while back. Uh, I may have to go to I'm gonna have to, what's the name page? Excuse me, family. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna read her thread, and here it go. There it is. I'm gonna read her thread first, then I'm gonna play the video. Right? Matter of fact, I think I should play the video first because it's going to make more sense playing the video first because that was done first, right? So let's play this back and see what Stacey.
That Black people should receive reparations.
I believe African Americans, or I believe, yeah, African Americans and Native Americans are entitled to reparations. We are the two communities who were legally disenfranchised from the inception of this.
First off, we know that the Native Americans already received their reparations. So adding someone to our claim or just bringing up another group in general when you were asked specifically about Black Americans is already some political bullshit. Let me say that. Political bullshit.
This country. And we are the two communities who had legal structures that were put in place for such a long period of time that our ability to achieve and access opportunity at a level that was commensurate with the rest of America was just not available.
So if you've been watching my channel and you know how I feel about the Native Americans, and I'm not going to say I feel no type of way, I'm just saying how I feel on their reparation situation. Like they already got it, fam. They still get it to this day. Again, they get free health care, you know, they're tax exempt. Them checks that they get, you can't take child support out of it, you can't take fines. If that person owe $1 million in taxes, they can get that check every month and not a dime can go anywhere to the federal government or state government. They're not allowed to touch that money. So they already got theirs. They got reservations, they got casinos. So when he asked her specifically about foundational Black Americans getting reparations, and you bring up a group that already got theirs and say, well, they both need it. Like, no, nigga, they already got it. Whether they squandered their checks and do whatever with their checks, that's on them, right? Same with us. Somebody gets their reparation checks and do whatever they want with it. They go buy a whole bunch of crack or whatever, nigga, that's on them, bro. That's their check to do what they want. Because it's a debt owed. This isn't no handouts or anything. So now let's get back to Stacey Abrams. That's what she said. So she said, why I said yes to reparations, but how they heard no. a not so brief thread on reparations on my track record and attempts to distract you from what really matters. So now she puts down this thread. So this is Stacey Abrams. She said, I was recently asked about reparations in Athens. The sound was obscure, but I said yes to reparations. I always have. But I will never mislead Black people by pretending this is easy. I've had a whole conversation about my position as well as what needs to happen next. This is what she said next. Said, here's the truth. For most of my life, I have fought to deliver tangibles. She put hashtag tangibles. Now, mind you, family, this is what the Black grassroots have been saying this whole time. We have a hashtag that says no tangibles, no vote. No tangibles, no vote, or no reparations, no vote, right? So, being as though she's now using this lingo because she's losing right now. She's down in the polls to whatever the guy's name is. She's going to mention his name, so I can't think of it right now. Kent. That's the guy's name. So she's down. Again, you can watch my previous video of Stacey Abrams takes down the black man's agenda from her website. Now she's trying to again come back and cater to the Black people because she's losing. She knows she needs that Black vote to win. They try to make it seem like we're not no big deal, this, that, and the third, and you don't have to, cater to us, but you really do. So again, now she's trying to use our lingo. So her next tweet, which is in the same thread, family. If you go to Stacey Abrams' Twitter page, you'll see this. So it says, Black people have long time been the margins of progress and wealth generation in this country. As someone said in the Deep South, my work has consistently focused on closing gaps and centering the needs of Black people. It actually hasn't. 10 years ago, I launched an organization to increase the political power of Black people and work together to register 1 million voters in our community to transform the state of Georgia. Transform it to what? Because I'm out here right now. In Georgia. I'm about 30 minutes takes me about 20 something minutes to 30 minutes to get to Atlanta. Yeah, when I first came out here, I'm like, I thought this was like, the Black Mecca. There's a lot of Black people out here, but bro, just like any other state, nigga, you go to the nice areas, that's the white people, bro. Like, white people are flooding Atlanta. You know what I mean? I thought when I went out there, it would just be more Blacks. It was just less Black people than I expected, right? Still a lot of Black people out here, but it's not what you think. It's definitely not what you think. And maybe this was like this when I was younger and was hearing about Atlanta, but I come here now and it's, white people running shit, just like they run shit pretty much everywhere. So you getting registering 1 million voters don't mean anything because again, you registered us, but we didn't get no tangibles. As governor, I plan to create real, tangible generational wealth in the Black communities. Under Kemp, it will take 100 years to close the business parity gap with minority firms. I can close the gap by the time your preschoolers go off to college. You know how long that is, family? That's about 20 years. Your preschoolers go off to college. That's how long you want to take. So you telling us you can't do anything right now, but you'll close the gap in 20 years. I ain't going with that, and I'm not waiting that long. I'm not having my kids wait that long for you to give a broken promise. First of all, you in here talking about giving out tangibles. When you was asked about reparations in that last video, you didn't say anything about tangibles. You didn't say one word about tangibles. On your website, you didn't say anything about tangibles. Watch my previous video on Stacey Abrams. She didn't say anything about tangibles. So for her to be coming up right now saying anything about tangibles to me is absolutely crazy. So the next one is the pathway towards change lies in reducing, and she wrote lies, Lies, like you're lying, in reducing the over discipline of Black children in our schools. Hold on. The pathway toward change lies in reducing the over discipline, and I'm reading this back on purpose, the over disciplining of Black children in our schools. So you just talked about tangibles. Now you're talking about over disciplining Black children in schools. That's not a tangible. Decriminalizing weed. That's not a tangible. Restoring free technical college and GA and supporting our HBUs. That's not a tangible. Yo, decriminalizing weed. One, watch this. You got people out here who don't smoke. What you think? All of us just smoke weed? How does that help Black people as a whole? I don't even think 30% of Black people smoke weed. You sitting here talking about decriminalizing weed. How does that help me? I don't smoke. I used to. I've been about a year free, over a year free now. Come on, dog. That shit don't benefit us, people who don't smoke. Restoring technical college. I done went to technical school already, right? You got people like my mom, my dad, my sister, like they don't need technical school or supporting HBCUs. They don't need college. People don't went to college already. What about the older generation who don't need schooling right now, right? They need tangibles. You feel what I'm saying? You got Black folks out here, older Black folks out here living off SSI, struggling right now. How the hell does any of that help them? The homeless population in Georgia, which is majority Black people, right? How does any of that help them? No, you ain't talking about anything. I'm committed to it, and other candidates don't even see these issues as worth their time. We don't see these issues as worth our time. And how the hell is that tangible? This is what I'm saying, family. These people will just say anything to try to get us to vote, come out and vote so they can get themselves in office, and then you don't do anything. Bro, this is like double talking BS. It says we need a governor that cares enough to reduce Black maternity mortality in our state, to protect the Second Amendment and second graders, and have the accountability and better support in public safety. How is any of this tangible? Now, I'm not saying that any of this, all of this stuff isn't important. I'm not saying that at all. But that can go back because tangibles are money. Tangible is freeing the land grants, tax exempt, right? Things like that, where I can work and get my whole check. Federal government, state tax don't come out my check. Federal tax, I said the federal government. Again, how does Black maternity mortality affect me? I'm not a woman. I don't get pregnant, right? Second Amendment. I'm an ex-felon. I can't get a gun. That doesn't help me at all. And second graders, what? All my kids is past the second grade right now. What are you talking about? See, this doesn't make any sense, family. So it's like, how does this affect everyone, right? And again, the Black maternal mortality rate, again, can be handled with tangible reparations, because now these Black females can get better health care. We don't want your whole health care for all, because we know y'all not doing that shit. And again, even if you did it for all, that's not specifically for Black people. Because when you do things for Ukrainians, you don't say, oh, well, we're going to make sure this helps the Blacks too. This ain't just for Ukrainians. This is going to help the Blacks. When it's for Afghanistanians, you're not saying, oh, well, this specifically going to help you guys, and we got to bring the blacks in and the Asians in. Like, you don't bring us into any other thing that you do with other people. So it's disingenuous to like try to, make a please all plan when you're trying to do things for black folks, right? So again, her next she did a long thread, and I'm not going to read all of it, but it says other communities will no doubt also benefit from more fairness and equity, but directly tackling our issues shouldn't require denying others. See what I'm saying? Again, you're talking about denying other people while addressing our issues. But when you address other people's issues, you don't bring us in it, right? You don't tell the Asians, well, when I address the anti-Asian hate bill, that it has to address other people too. Like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. That was specifically for them. So we have too much power at risk to be distracted by false choice battles over crumbs. Yeah, because that's all we get. Again, here we go. Black voters deserve leadership that sees them, serves them, and believes in them. I am committed to investing in families and businesses delivering tangible benefits to our community. Again, with the hashtag tangibles. So she's trying to use our lingo to lure us in, right? She's trying to lure us in. And you're not coming off no tangibles because you ain't talking about no type of cash payments, right? And businesses. The average black person out here don't own a business. Let's be honest, right? Now there's a nice amount of black business owners, but majority of the people don't own businesses out here. So, you're not addressing everybody. This is what, again, let me go here real quick. I'm gonna let y'all here. I'm gonna get right back to that page, but I'm gonna let I'm going to let you hear. Hold on, I gotta go to my page. Yeah, I'm gonna let you hear our sister, Chairman Kamala Moore, right? Let's see what she has to say.
I'll add, as an international human rights scholar, there's a legal definition for what reparations is. So under international law,
so again, there's a legal definition for reparations. If reparations have to include all 5 of these things, remember what I'm saying. All 5 of these things are reparations. Watch this.
Reparations comes in 5 forms. So compensation or cash must be included because that's one of the forms of reparations.
Again, the first form is cash payments. We ain't trying to hear nothing else. And that's going to come first. You're not going to try to put that on the back burner and try to do everything else. Cash payments is coming first.
Reparations under international law. But there's also restitution, and that accounts for stolen land, stolen labor, stolen property, real or intellectual. So that's relevant in the entertainment space in terms of the cultural contributions of African Americans, right? The other form of reparations under international law is rehabilitation. So that can look like free medical care from birth to death, free education, free legal and trauma services. Then there's satisfaction, which accounts for more symbolic forms of reparations, like a formal apology, the taking down of Confederate monuments, and the erecting of statues that honor our ancestors, for instance. And then the last, or the 5th form of reparations under international law is guarantees of non-repetition. So that gets at more structural and institutional policy change. So my personal opinion is that you cannot call a reparations package reparations unless it includes all 5 of those forms. So it has to include cash, it has to include a check, it has to include restitution, it has to include rehabilitation, it has to include satisfaction, and it has to include guarantees of non-repetition.
That's what reparations is. That is tangible. What the hell Stacey Abrams is talking about, I don't know what the hell that is, family. Because this isn't tangible benefits. Everything she named, from over disciplining kids, legalizing weed, restoring free technical college, and supporting HBCUs. Mind you, HBCUs are actually giving free college to Native Americans. HBCUs are giving free tuition to Native Americans. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, family. Yo, listen. Do you think a school in China is going to give free tuition to Black people while the Chinese people pay? Man. And see, again, this is because these HBCUs aren't owned by Black people, which is another thing that confuses people when you hear historically Black college, right? And universities. Family, we've been finessed so much, it's not even funny, right? So her last thing is, keep asking tough questions. I will continue to provide real answers and respect during this campaign, and I am committed to delivering results. You aren't committed to anything. And somebody posted this Chico Bean thing, and I want to let y'all listen to this.
Why are politicians so afraid to say that they're doing something specifically for Black people? Like they use the quote poor people and the people of color, the underprivileged. Why is it that you can't just come out and say, I'm doing this for Black people because Black people need it? Because so many things have been done to us throughout the history of this country. There's so many things have been done to us, but very little has been done specifically for us. Why do you think that is?
Because African Americans represent 12% of the population. And so if you are a traditional politician doing the math, you think, if I name this group, I am going to lose other people, and I can't get, if every single Black person voted for me, this may not get me what I want. So let me make it vague enough that other people don't get offended by helping.
She said, let me make this vague enough. Let me rewind that for you guys, family. Let me rewind that.
Because African Americans represent 12% of the population. And so if you are a traditional politician.
Number one, we don't represent 12% of the population. We've been 13% of the population since the 1960s and 70s. And you telling me with a plus, because white people have a negative birth rate, right? They have more people dying than they have in births, right? Black people are the opposite. Black people are the total opposite. We have a plus, a positive birth rate, right? So how, and we always did. So how are we still 13% of the population? So she's making it seem like because we're 13% of the population, it's hard to address our issues. Now watch.
Doing the math, you think, if I name this group, I am going to lose other people, and I can't get, if every single Black person voted for me, this may not get me what I want.
You can't name this group because if you start naming this group, other people will be mad. Who's these other people? And it may not get me what I want. What you want. Not what we want. It may not get you what you want. Watch this, family. You gotta listen. You gotta listen closely.
For me, this may not get me what I want. So if every single Black person voted for me, this may not get me what I want. So let me make it vague enough that other people don't get offended by helping.
You just gave me an idea. I hate to cut you off. Black people, we just gonna have to start finding.
Let's make it vague enough.
Candidate that we don't like the most. We just gotta act like we like them, so won't nobody like them.
This is her when she was on the 85 South Show. And family, this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna finish playing this, 1 minute left. Now, this is what I was talking about, right? When I say this is the stuff that our parents and our ancestors didn't have prior, when they were out voting and they were getting finessed. And I say that because, right, we have see, this is a show that was on YouTube. Now, when this gets played, or just say they had this conversation when my parents and them was growing up, or when our parents was growing up, right? Nobody would have heard this except for them. Now when she comes in and say, yo, I'm going to do tangibles for black people, like, we wouldn't be able to go back and say, yo, she literally just said, I can't specifically do anything for black people because such and such and such and such. See, we in real time, like when she said that, somebody just put a clip together and said, hold on, you just said this a couple months ago. Boop, boop, boop. You see what I'm saying? We can do this in real time now. So it's hard to finesse us. It's hard because now they got to stand on their word. They do so much lying. It's like, hold on, just a couple weeks ago, you said this X, Y, and Z. Oh, when you was asked about reparations before, you said X, Y, and Z. See, again, this is almost double talk. If you listen to what she said here, and when that other dude asked her about reparations, she said, yeah, I'm for it, and the Native Americans, and this, that, and the third. Now, when you say, oh, can I do something specifically for black people? Oh, I can't just name black people because other groups are going to be mad. They're only 12% of the population. This is why, again, you had to bring up Native Americans. You see what I'm saying? So look, just watch the finesse and the slick shit that they be doing. And again, like I said, she's losing now. This is why her tone and her rhetoric is changing now. And the person who put this up is In the Loop Radio. Shout out to him for posting that video. It says, this is in her comment section too. Like, he posted this in her. That's another thing I love about Twitter, because I can ask you right now, and whatever you post, because this video got a lot of views. So it says, oh, you must be in trouble because you sure as hell wasn't speaking like this the last time we asked for something specifically for Black Americans. Stacey Abrams, your paperwork looks bad. Let me finish this interview though.
If we just show them at the next election acting like we like the one person we really didn't like, all the white people be like, I don't know about that guy.
If you could try this experiment in 2023, I would be greatly appreciative. We're 12% of it. We may be inching towards 13% of the population. So on a federal level, that's been part of this problem. That it's been a challenge. Now, I got into trouble from a lot of folks when I ran in 2018 because I specifically talked about Black people. But I also talk about Latinos, I talk about Asian Americans, because each of those communities face different challenges. But I wake up Black, I go to sleep Black, and I live Black. And for me, it is
13% of the population is Black.
That I am not who I am. I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for Black people, but I'm always going to make certain I'm thinking about how we serve the Black community. And I think it is disingenuous to walk away from it. But to your point, people want to know why it happens. It happens because in the math, it's hard to win an election with just Black people.
That's absolute lie. That is an absolute lie, because we are your base, and exactly why your ass is doubling back to try to sound different and talk about tangibles, because the election is in November. The election is in November next month, and now you went from talking like that because you thought you could win off that type of time. Now you can't. So now you like, hold on, I need these Black folks. These Black folks don't get on my bandwagon right now. It's a wrap. And this is another thing I always say. She said, keep asking the tough questions. I will continue to provide real answers and respect during this campaign, and I'm committed to delivering results. Now watch this, family. She talking to Chico Bean, what's his name? DC Young Fly, and I forgot the other brother's name, I'm sorry. But these are the brothers from the 85 South show, right? All these brothers are comedians, and I respect these brothers and not taking anything away from them intellectually or anything, but you don't ever want to sit down and take the tough questions from our politically savvy grassroots people, right? You don't want to talk to Marcel Dixon. You don't want to talk to Tariq. You don't want to talk to Boyce Watkins. You don't want to talk to anybody who's going to challenge your ass. You feel me? Vicky Dillard, Lioness Crown. You don't want to talk to anybody who's going to challenge that ass and ask you some real tough questions like, That's not tangibles. No, you feel what I'm saying? Reparations, such. She's not doing that. And I feel like that is disingenuous to just make it seem as though somebody else put up the other tweet, to just make it seem as though, okay, this is what reparations is, and this is how reparations come. Don't forget, family, they have a rally. Excuse me, I don't mean to cut myself off, but cut myself off, right? They having a rally November 5th at 11 a.m. Y'all can go to rallyforreparations.com. They're going to have Riza Islam, Teslin, Figueroa, I believe that's her last name. I'm sorry, sister, if I messed it up. Dr. Boyce Watkins, Professor James Smalls, Dr. Mayat, Dr. Kamba Kamia. I'm sorry if I messed your name up too, brother. Marcel Dixon and Connie Collins. Co-host is Jade, that's Lioness Crown, and Tariq Nasheed. I think they're going to do another flyer because they're adding somebody. I believe he said that the other day. But I will be out there, family. I will be live on YouTube. I will be probably live on Facebook as well. I'm gonna try to do Instagram. I don't think because I don't have enough phones to do all of that. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely be live and streaming it through YouTube, so y'all can watch my YouTube. That'll be the first time I'm ever going live on YouTube too. So I hope everything works out well. I'm gonna try to be in the mix. I'm always in the mix anywhere I'm at. So I'm gonna be in the mix. I'm gonna try to get some of these our good brothers and sisters on camera for y'all, so y'all can witness it if you can't be there. Just remember, make sure you tune in to Black Star TV 2.0 on November the 5th for the Reparations Rally. Listen, family, I was going to play Raphael, Warnock, and Herschel Walker. That shit right there. Listen, fam, I'm gonna tell you right now, dead serious. I put on Facebook, I posted the other day, I said, yo, listening to Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker's debate sounded like two niggas arguing in prison that dropped out of school in second grade. Like, I swear to God, these two bros, woo, this shit is sad, man. This is sad because you know that people are pushing these people up there as props and proxies so that they can just handle these people. You feel what I'm saying? They want these people up there so they can just be like, yo, sign this paper. Do this, do that. Like, you're not going to be making any decision. Y'all are, and I don't believe that. I believe that Herschel Walker has CTE, and that's his excuse and situation for, like, not being as bright as he is, right? Raphael Warnock, I believe that he is very intelligent, but you are such a freaking finesser that you just have to lie. And again, you're a preacher and you're a politician. You are a slick motherfucker. Yo, this dude was being asked things like, yo, why are people allocating, because I guess he gets an allowance from his church, $7,900 an allowance, right? So the brother was asked that question. I'm not listen, this ain't exactly what he said, but you might as well. This is pretty much how he was answering questions all night. Let's say they asked him about that. Why? How are you? So you're saying such and such, and they'd be like, all right, you got $7,900 allowance from. So do you feel like that's fair or whatever? He'd be like, yeah, well, I ran for the Senate and 2 years ago, and me and Joe Biden, like, nigga, what the hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Yo, this nigga was evading so many questions. They would ask him a direct question, and he would just go totally somewhere else. And I mean, when I mean totally somewhere else, I mean like totally somewhere else. Like, nigga, that has nothing to do with the question you were just asked, man. Like, yo, this nigga's crazy. Like, yo, that's why I said, bro, he is the worst of both. Like, nigga, you're a politician and you're a pastor. Two slick talking professions, nigga. Like, literally. You don't see my shirt right here? Excuse me, family. Bro. And if you watch that film, you gotta watch it, because I'm not gonna play that shit. Is just like, oh my God. It makes me just, again, I remember being in prison, like, y'all gotta get the hell away from these niggas, bro. Cause it is, you got some intelligent people in jail, but it's very few. It's a very few. You have to link with them and make sure that you stay away from all the dumb talk. Cause niggas, boy. It ain't just niggas either, boy. It's everybody's in prison. Every fucking ethnicity. Niggas be retarded. Now, when I say niggas, I ain't just speaking on black people. I'm just saying niggas in general, right? Nigga don't have no color to it. So, bro, I'm just telling, bro, that shit is like, it was just like nigga babble. It was just like fucking prison babble. Like, when I was listening to that shit, I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are really stupid. But it's really not that you even stupid. It's just like, yo, this Herschel Walker, God bless that brother, man. For real, for real, for real. Jesus Christ. He couldn't even coherently articulate himself. It's just like, damn, fam. Like, who is making you run, right? Who was like, yo, we should get Herschel Walker. He would be a good fit to, like, be a politician. Like, come on, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, this is how I know, like, politics is just bullshit. All these people that's politicians are just puppets for other people, yo. And it's like, in this day and age, for us not to see that we're being finessed by a bunch of puppets is crazy with all the information we have access to. But see, again, there's so much content out here. This is why they try to no, I don't even say overdo it, but like, they put so much content out there to distract you from content that's actually educational, right? So again, like I said, when I be on Facebook, I don't see no shit like this besides from the people that's like my brother Beatzilla. I actually follow people who are grassroots. So again, my timeline is a little bit different, but I do have a lot of my friends that I grew up with, just other people in general. So it's like, man, you get to seeing stuff, because of course I have more regular friends than people that's in the grassroots. It's just like, yo, bro, these people don't talk about nothing. I'm just like, damn, like, and it's so funny because it shows that, like, your average person literally only gets you could tell that they listen to the mainstream media, because they only get mad when the mainstream media is mad. They only advocate for shit like Black Lives Matter when the media tells them to. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Now everybody Black Lives Matter, but when we talking about reparations, everybody quiet. But now when the mainstream media start pushing reparations, that's when everybody's going to make it their talking point. Everybody's going to make that something that they need to attach to and say, yo, you know what? We need to be talking about reparations. But so again, a lot of this social media, again, even on Twitter, like, they have a lot of troll accounts, a lot of fake accounts to try to throw you off and distract you with all that trolling and things like that. So again, family, we have to be conscious enough to know that it's a game being played, right? It's a game being played. That's why I like the era that we're in right now, because it's so easy to catch people in their bullshit and play back videos. Like, yo, just a couple months ago, you wasn't talking like this. You actually had something different to say. You actually took down your black male agenda, which I could show that somebody else put it on their page and literally was on your website and it said black male agenda. Then a week later, when I was doing the video, I realized, hold on, this shit ain't even there no more. So again, we living in the era of like, yo, I got this. You can put something up today. That shit can be up for 2 minutes and you can delete it and somebody already caught it. Somebody caught it. Like, oh shit, whoop, look at this. Boom, screenshot it. Now you done deleted it, but they still got the screenshot. So again, we live in that era where it's like, yo, you don't want that shit up, you better not post it because people are going to hang on to what you said. Even like now, like people probably can go back in my old videos like, yo, you woo, 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 whatever, you know what I'm saying? And use old videos that I did to try to have a point against something I deal with or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'll be double talking or anything like that, but I'm just saying when you have content, it's easy to go back and say, yo, man, listen, you was talking Pan-Africanism, now you on this, and now you on that. And you get what I'm saying? So again, we live in that era right now, and it's gonna be hard for people to finesse us. And also Kanye West, I was literally watching that interview. That's where I fell asleep on too, because that shit was like 3 hours. Last night I was listening to Kanye West on Drink Champs, and I had posted a post. Actually, my last post was like, I hope Kanye West, because he had a picture with Nick Cannon. I'm literally looking at my post right now. It says, I hope at Kanye West isn't trying to get pointed from Nick Cannon on how to apologize to the Jewish community. But as I watched it, and somebody even put that in the comments, say, yo, you should watch him on Drink Champs. And I was like, all right, well, I'm watching now. You know what I mean? And again, he said, this ain't no Nick Cannon stuff. That was like late in the joint too. That was like a little bit before I went to sleep. He's like, this ain't no Nick Cannon. I ain't apologizing. Whoopty, 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 whoop. So I'm like, all right, word. He gonna hold his, but see, he can hold his own because again, he's the richest black man in American history. You don't need to apologize. Nick needed to because he didn't own his stuff, right? When you own your stuff, and see, even with Yeezys and Adidas, Yeezy has he has ownership, right? It's not just like a regular deal or whatever, like, you know what I mean? So they can't just kick him out, which I know Adidas is mad right now because listen, if this was just like a sponsorship or he was just like, like how Nike do, right? With people, some bad publicity, like, oh, he out of here. Boom. Let's get another sports star. Let's get another figure that can, we can use for our brand, right? Can't do that with Kanye West. See, again, we're learning now, I don't want to be that. I want ownership. Because as long as I own ownership, you can't jerk me. You get what I'm saying? You can't jerk me. You can't just kick me out if I say something that you feel as though isn't on the up and up. Or if I say black people are Jews too, and you say, oh, that's anti-Semitic. Like, you know what? If I feel that I'm Jewish, how can I be anti-Semitic when I say something about Jews? See, again, a lot of things Kanye was bringing up again, which is like, nigga, y'all anti-Semitic because if black people are Jews and everything on Apple Media or whatever, on Apple or all this music that you guys control is kill, 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 murder, 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 nigga, 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 that would be anti-Semitic as well. If you subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to the whole religion thing. To each his own, right? I don't knock anybody for what they do. Religion can be beneficial to people in changing their lives. But I personally don't subscribe to it. I don't debate it. I actually had posted a post not too long ago on Facebook. I was saying, yo, Sonetta, I don't watch Sonetta no more because, it just got whack after everybody left. I was watching it in the era of Shaka, Seti, Polite, uh, who else? They used to have all these people on there. I think what's the name is still on there. Can't even think of his name right now. He's the Hebrew Israelite dude. Tazariot. I was watching it in that little time frame. Ali Muhammad. It was just different then, right? It was a total different energy. Um, I think that was needed in the community at the time. But right now it's just like, bro, that shit is in the way, man. It's so many issues that we have to address. Again, I'm watching it now and I see the same people that was Hebrew Israelite, still Hebrew Israelite, same people that was Christian, still Christian. It's just like seeing people that was Muslim, still Muslim, and so on and so forth. What's the brothers called? Um, Lord Abba used to be on there. The Moorish Science Temple, I couldn't even think of the Moors, right? Like all these brothers on there, people still are what they are, and I don't think Lord Abba is saying he's part of that community no more. I think he's speaking that Freedman talk, and he actually was at another rally that was yesterday that only about 30 people went to. Right, it was only about 30 people that pulled up and showed up at that rally because again, that was like some undermining type rally, and hold on, family. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I want to see if Tariq had put that up. Damn, he didn't put it up. Well, he did say this. He says, have people got on Twitter Spaces and started blaming me for more failed pull-up rallies yet, or is it too early? Because again, it was this brother. I forgot his name. I want to say his name is Brian, but also you had the Lord Abba was there speaking, and they saying there wasn't a lot of people out there. Because again, this was supposed to be the weekend for Tariq, and then all of a sudden somebody else that dude, I think he's like a basketball player. He had got a permit somehow when Tariq couldn't get his, and they stopped him from getting his. So now all of a sudden these two rallies came up, two different reparations. Um, uh, I don't want to say committees, fucking reparation groups, right? Out of nowhere got dates on the same weekend that Tariq was supposed to do his, but it got, he couldn't do it because he couldn't get the permits. But these two groups got the permits, even though Tariq already had them. And that's why I say it's a coincidence because they said, oh, well, we've been working on the permits and yada, 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 yada. But how coincidental is it that you were working on the permits before? I'm not saying it was before Tariq, but you were working. You was like, oh, we was working on this months ago, and it just happens to land on the same date that he spoke about his. That shit right there to me is just like that is fishy as hell. It's no way in hell that happened like that. You feel me? It's no way in hell. So again, these rallies came. It was one on the 15th. It was one on the 16th. That one on the 15th was the one. excuse me. The Black American Freedmen Party, where nobody showed up. Nobody even showed up to that one. And then you had the second one. I forgot the name of that one, but that was the one that Lord Abba spoke at. Again, it's something about Lord Abba that doesn't sit right with me too. I'm not saying the brother is an op. I'm not saying any of that. It's just something that don't sit right. Again, I remember Lord Abba from Sonetta, right? Again, at the time he was coming on Sonetta, Man, listen, Sonetta was the hottest thing moving on YouTube, right? In the black community. He was the hottest thing moving on YouTube. Everybody's watching them, polite and all them, you know what I mean, the debates and things like that. So um that dies down, reparations and Tariq Nasheed and them starts becoming the number one topic in America for real. Reparations, right? So now Lord Abba moves to let me see if I can even Naheem Friedman. See, now he is on the Friedman tip. Again, he was now he's saying he's a reparationist. Um see, and nothing of the sort on his channel actually says anything about being a damn, what was that? Moore, because he used to rock with the Moore Science Temple. Well, I don't know if he actually rocked with the Moore Science Temple or he was just Moorish, right? But again, see, now it's a lot of I want to let you hear a little bit of this because this was him at Hit Their Rally. Um National National Reparations League, right? So this was them. This was the other one that was yesterday on the 16th, and it didn't get a big following.
So the stone, who you think was doing all that? You think the people that was lazy, that weren't trying to do no work, was building all that, getting sweaty and breaking their fingers and all of that on the stone? No. The White House was built by slave labor. All of this is documented. All of this is built. It's clear to see a debt is old. Let's look at our families. Let's look at our families. Let's look at the wealth position of the people. Just in Washington, D.C., I'm going to break down some statistics for y'all. Wake it up. The middle U.S. black, we're going to say American freedman family. That's right. Net worth in the D.C. area is, can y'all guess? Somebody throw some numbers out there. 400. It's about $3,500. Middle white family net worth, I think it's like 384,000. Middle Indian American from India, 573,000.
So that's that. I don't want to keep playing too much because he ain't really saying anything profound. And that wasn't even him. That was actually his brother, Josh or whatever. Yeah, they wasn't really out there doing nothing, man. It wasn't that many people. They saying there was only a couple people out there. So again, I don't know, family. It's not looking good, man. That rally wasn't looking good. Lord Abbott didn't post himself up there speaking on anything. Yeah, man, that's it. That was it, you know. So again, that was the other reparation people who just popped up out of nowhere. I don't really believe that. I don't. I feel like I just feel like that shit just popped up out of nowhere. Again, I was speaking on Lord Abbott. I don't know. He just turned into a reparationist. He, you know, left the whole religion debating thing. Because again, you was over there when it was hot. Now that shit ain't hot. Now you over here. See, okay, now I'm sorry, because it does have the little Muslim emblem up there in the 7. So I'm guessing that you still do deal with the Moorish Science Temple, but you don't be talking like that. All you talk is reparations, 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 reparations. Because again, this is the new hottest topic. This is where all the grassroots people are. I feel like I always ask myself too, okay, they asked you to speak on this and you say, yo, I support my brother and his rally, this, that, and the third. So when he said that and he turned around and again, how long did you know that? Because you was dealing with Marcel and other people like that. And when Tariq couldn't get his thing, you never brung this other dude up. You never said anything about, yo, we trying to do a rally too. You feel what I'm saying? Not until late in the game did y'all come out and say, oh yeah, he been trying to do one. Like, dog, you on here talking to Lioness Crown, you in all these little rooms and all this shit. You never thought to bring that up. Like, you never thought to bring that up. That's why I just think it's suspicious. I think again, this is my personal opinion. Not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying any of that. You know, this is my personal opinion. I believe that you know, that's why they asked you to speak. Um, I don't know, bro. I just feel like it's some weird energy that I get off Lord Abel, right? Again, I'm not saying he's the op. I'm not saying he working with anybody. It's just again some weird energy that comes off, and maybe it's because of this whole reparations thing, right? The reparations rally and stuff, and how this dude just popped out of nowhere. He wanted you to speak. You started just backing him, and again, why wasn't nobody saying it? He asked you. Excuse me, that was my one. If he asked you for if he asked you for to come speak, why did you never bring that up until the whole rally thing even came into fruition? Because I remember right before that, I seen him in pictures with our brother Marcel Dixon. Shout out to Marcel Dixon. Um, I seen him in pictures with him, and I was just like, so you was around his brother? You know that he messed with Tariq. You know that he was like, Tariq already said he was going to be a part of the rally if they was getting it on October 16th or 15th of that weekend. What would make you not say anything? That's why I said you didn't say anything in the Twitter spaces. You didn't say anything on Twitter. You didn't say anything until like dudes started coming up into the Twitter space, till people started vetting them. And then you started kind of low key promoting the rally. But you were told that y'all was having a rally and that you were speaking on it. But you said you was told this like months before, but you never like said anything about it or promoted it or posted about it. So I don't know. That was fishy to me, family. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate all of y'all that you know, rode out with me today and been riding out with me. You know, again, Black content creators. I always say this, man. It's hard to move in this space. It's hard to grow in this space because you know we like to get. They like to shadow ban us. They like to shadow ban the content. So again, how we can help is by subscribing. We can help by hitting that like button. Definitely like button because that actually gets it out there a lot. Post your comments in the comment section. I love to hear from the people, especially when you kick knowledge. Because I always sometimes I learn stuff from people in the comments. Because again, I don't know everything. Some of y'all are actually smarter than me. You know what I mean? You know, so again, I love to learn. I love to, you know, engage with the people. I'm very transparent. I always speak what's on my mind. Sometimes that might be a detriment to, you know, because I don't hold back. You know, I'm very unapologetic on how I feel on anything. Again, bro, you know, I love the people, bro. I love Black people. I want to see the best. I want to see, you know, us progress. I want the best for us as a group. Not on no individual stuff. That's why I always say if you know, they make prison reform part of reparations, I wouldn't even be down with it unless you already gave us cash payments, right? If you gave us the cash payments where everybody had benefited and now we're talking about prison reform, I'm cool with that, right? But as far as like you trying to say prison reform before cash payments because prison reform would directly affect me, I'm not with that. Because I need something that's going to directly affect all of us as a group, you know, because this ain't about no selfish stuff, right? That's why I always say the maternity thing, you know, the HBCUs. And when they start talking like that, when you say, yo, bro, it's about 50, 60 million of us in this country. Like, how many people is that affecting in our community? What, maybe a couple of million? Like, even if you said 2, 3 million, like, bro, you know, you still got about 57 million of us, 47 million of us left. Like, That don't make any sense. So again, thank you, family. I appreciate your time. You know, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I definitely appreciate that. I got love for all my subscribers. I got love for all the people, you know, that love me, because I don't love my enemies. We don't do that. I love my enemy anyway. No, I love the people who love me, and I deal with my enemies. Right? You feel me? We don't love people who hate us. I don't think that's a very good thing to do, because when you actually love people um that don't have your best interest at heart, it kind of makes you put your guard down, because you don't have a guard up with people you love. That's not even normal, right? So you usually are open, keep yourself vulnerable to people that you love. So when you love your enemy, you're keeping you're making yourself vulnerable. So again, we don't love our enemies over here. You can love your enemy if you want to. That's your own prerogative. Me personally, I don't do that. You know, again, bro, we out of here. Thank you, family. I appreciate all the love and support. See you next time.